This is the story of four people, and our first person's name is Saul.
Meanwhile, Saul was still spewing out murderous threats against the Lord's disciples. He went to the high priest, seeking letters to the synagogues in Damascus. If he found persons who belonged to the way, whether man or woman, these letters would authorize him to take them as prisoners to Jerusalem. During the journey, as he approached Damascus, suddenly a light from heaven encircled him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice asking him, "Saul, Saul, why are you harassing me?" Saul asked, "Who are you, Lord?" "I am Jesus, who you are harassing," came the reply. "Now get up and enter the city. You will be told what you must do." Those traveling with him stood there speechless. They heard the voice, but saw no one. After they picked Saul up from the ground, he opened his eyes, but he couldn't see. So they led him by the hand to Damascus. For 3 days he was blind, and neither ate nor drank anything.
Let's look at the second person in our story.
In Damascus there was a certain disciple named Ananias. The Lord spoke to him in a vision. "Ananias," he answered. "Yes, Lord." The Lord instructed him, "Go to Judah's house on Straight Street and ask for a man from Tarsus named Saul. He is praying. In a vision he has seen a man named Ananias enter and put his hands on him to restore his sight." Ananias countered, "Lord, I have seen and heard many reports about this man. People say he has done horrible things to your holy people in Jerusalem. He's here with authority from the chief priests to arrest everyone who calls on your name." The Lord replied, "Go, this man is the agent I have chosen to carry my name before Gentiles, kings, and Israelites. I will show him how much he must suffer for the sake of my name."
Now, we said there were four people in our story. So who's the third one? The risen Christ. Let's hear how Christ changes both of these men.
Ananias went to the house. He placed his hands on Saul and said, "Brother Saul, the Lord sent me, Jesus, who appeared to you on the way as you were coming here. He sent me so that you could see again and be filled with the Holy Spirit." Instantly, flakes fell from Saul's eyes and he could see again. He got up and was baptized. After eating, he regained his strength. He stayed with the disciples in Damascus for several days. Right away, he began to preach about Jesus in the synagogues. "He is God's Son," he declared.
Do you see it? Did you hear it? How did Ananias address Saul? He calls him brother. And what happened to Saul? He could see again. And he becomes a part of the very people that he was determined to eliminate. Now, both of these men lived in a shadow. Ananias in a shadow of fear, and Saul in a shadow of hatred. And both of these men encountered a bright light, the light of the risen one, and they were disrupted and reoriented to seeing in a new way. But if you recall, I said that our story had four people in it today, right? So we have Saul, turned Paul. We have Ananias. We have the risen Christ, the risen one, our light. But what's that fourth one? Who else is in our story? Yep, that's right. It's you. And it's me. So I wonder, what are the shadows that we're hiding in? Now imagine your Saul praying the words of this song. Open my eyes, Lord. I want to see Jesus, to reach out and touch him and say that I love him. Open my ears, Lord, and help me to listen. Open my eyes, Lord. I want to see Jesus.